From the combined newsrooms in Eugene, Roseburg, and Coos, KVAL News at 5 starts now.
Tonight, we are taking a live look to Atlanta tonight, where a suspect is dead and a police officer is injured following an active shooter situation near Emory University and the Center for Disease Control. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kendall. Bartley. Brandon cameraman is off tonight. Massive police presence responding to that scene on the university's campus, where school officials' website now says the shooting took place at a CVS on campus. The Atlanta Police Department is investigating the shooting at this time. However, no information was immediately available about the number of shots fired or casualties. The CDC's campus struck with bullets during that shooting. During a press conference earlier this afternoon, police say they do believe the CDC was the target after speaking with the shooter's family. Video posted on social media from a nearby neighbor caught the gunfire, where you can hear the sheer amount of bullets fired during today's shooting. This, of course, happening just a few hours ago, and we are monitoring this situation. So be sure to stay with KVAL as we learn more about this story. We will share that information not only over the air, but also if you scan that QR code, that will take you to our Stay Connected page, where you can access our website and all of our digital platforms. Meanwhile, tracking wildfire season now, the Aubry mountain fire burning just east of Oak Ridge now sits at 35 acres tonight. Level 3 evacuation orders remain in place. That fire sparking Thursday afternoon, shutting down Highway 58 east of Oak Ridge to Odell Lake. New tonight, one lane of Highway 58 is now open. Here's a 24-hour time lapse of that fire, courtesy of the University of Oregon's wildfire detection cameras. You can see it sparked just yesterday afternoon and burned throughout the evening, with smoke really being an issue not only overnight, but well into the middle of the day today before it starts to clear out as we head into the early afternoon. As for those evacuation zones, the Dunning Road neighborhood north of Highway 58 remains under that level 3 evacuation. Roberts Ranch Road also under an evacuation order at this time. That's just south of Dunning Road. And KVAL's Gabrielle Bowman joining us in studio after speaking with locals in the area as well as officials in Oak Ridge. Gabrielle, what did you hear from people in the area today?
Yes, Kendall. So I heard from residents in Oak Ridge, a fire like this is nothing new to them. However, some of the out-of-towners found themselves stranded as the blaze grew and the highway was shut down.
People will wave like, hey, are you hiking the PCT? Do you need help? Like, I have somewhere to stay. Do you need food? Like, just offering rides and assistance. I mean, it's hard because we're all kind of trapped here because of the highway, but everyone's been really great at helping us.
Erica Gouchard and Will Russell were hiking the Pacific Crest Trail when the fire broke out, receiving help from locals to get them a safe place to stay. Fire officials say that there was not an evacuation center set up for the residents because they already had plans in place due to the frequency of fires in the area.
Well, fortunately, we were able to get on the fire very quickly and keep it down to a minimum at this point. Hopefully this is very short term, and most people are staying with friends or family in the area.
With the reopening of the highway, residents and those who were stuck in the town can now get out.
Thank you so much for that, Gabby. Meanwhile, we are also monitoring a small-scale timber fire, now being dubbed the Burnt Mountain Fire. It's burning just southwest of Roseburg near 10 Mile, right on the border of Coos and Douglas County. The Douglas Forest Protective Association reporting that fire is roughly 1.5 acres in size. Multiple resources, including aerial, are assisting with that blaze. No structures or homes are threatened at this time. We'll, of course, bring you the latest developments on that fire as they come into our newsroom. Here's a look from a wildfire camera near that fire. In the distance, you can see the smoke coming up right above the mountain crest. Once again, it's very far in the distance. And with that, we're taking a live look over Eugene. Alan, we're talking about fires burning in the area. Of course, something of high concern. But as we take a look at our first forecast of the evening, let's really talk about one of the bigger concerns, which is the weather alert. We're going to be experiencing super hot temperatures.
Yeah, those temperatures are on the rise. In fact, they started today. And, you know, we've been lucky because this was actually a good week as far as temperatures were concerned. We were at or below average through most of the week, but the warm up started today, and that heat's really going to grab a hold of us as we get into Sunday and Monday to finish out the weekend and start out next week. In fact, let's go to the map right now because we do have a variety of heat alerts to pass along your way. We do have an extreme heat warning that will be in effect for the Willamette Valley. That's going to start Sunday at noon. That's going to run until Tuesday morning at 5. Now, we've also got a couple heat advisories. First off, for the Umpqua Valley starting Sunday morning at 8 and running until Tuesday morning at 2. And then we've got one for the valleys off the coast, and that's going to run Sunday at noon, run until Monday night at 11. Basically, the Willamette Valley and the Umpqua Valley are going to be looking at temperatures possibly triple digits for Sunday and Monday. As far as these areas along the coast, these valleys along the coast, their temperatures could be in the mid-90s. So again, we've got a big wave of heat that's going to move in through the area for a couple days. The good news is we should cool out as we get toward the middle of next week. We're currently at 83 degrees in Eugene, so we're seeing our temperatures back in the 80s today. It's a bit on the windy side, north-northwest at 16 and our humidity at 27%. And as we look at your weather headlines, breezy conditions tomorrow afternoon. The temperatures are warming, and our hottest days again are going to be on Sunday and Monday. We'll break it all down with your full forecast in just a bit. Kendall?
All right, thank you so much, Alan. The dangerously high temperatures expected Sunday and Monday has prompted the Oregon Health Authority to issue a warning about heat-related illness. From heat exhaustion to heat stroke, extreme heat can pose a serious risk of everything from discomfort to death. OHA is warning people to avoid activities that could lead to heat illness, such as sports activities or gardening. Also, plan outdoor activities for early in the morning or late evening. They also recommend people stay inside with fans, air conditioning if possible. If you are relying on fans, point them outside if the temperature inside is 90 degrees or higher. If neither option is available for you, head to a public space like a library or a designated cooling center. Be sure to stay hydrated with cool water and use cool showers and misters. Dress appropriately. Wear loose-fitting, lightweight, and light-colored clothing. Now, we did reach out to both the cities of Springfield and Eugene to see if they have plans to open cooling centers with the high heat incoming. Springfield has yet to get back to us. Eugene says it does have a number of options available for people to avoid the heat. City of Eugene's water fountains and splash pads will be open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day this weekend and next week. Community centers will only be open during weekdays. However, Amazon Pool will be open every day for drop-in swims. The downtown library also will be open at its normal hours throughout the weekend and into next week. With this heat coming, we are asking you at home, scan this QR code to take part in our viewer poll. How are you handling the heat this weekend? 4 different options to choose from. Are you staying indoors if you have some air conditioning? Maybe going to a movie. We know how cold those can be. Potentially heading to the coast if you are not there already. Or are you saying bring on the heat? Once again, if you haven't scanned that QR code, just head to our website, kval.com, and let us know how you will be managing the heat. A wrongful death civil rights lawsuit was filed against the city of Coos this week, more than a year after 33-year-old Nathan Bradford Smith died shortly after being arrested. Aside from the city itself, other defendants named in the lawsuit include 3 Coos police officers. The lawsuit, filed by lawyers on behalf of Smith's mother, states that on July 7, 2024, Coos police received 3 calls regarding Smith at different locations throughout Coos and he appeared to be smoking meth during those interactions. When police met Smith again around 5 p.m. at a Motel 6 on Bayshore Drive, police vehicle footage shows Smith lying on his back on the curb near the roadway, flailing his arms before being arrested and placed back in the back of the patrol car. The lawsuit states Smith could be heard breathing heavily on body cam footage while suffering from a medical episode that required medical attention.
Any reasonable officer would have known that they were supposed to call for an EMT, an ambulance, somebody to first evaluate him. It's clear he would have been sent to an ER where life-saving measures could have been taken. Instead, he was put in the back of this police vehicle that did not have working windows, driven 1.5 miles away from the hospital, and then was left to sit in the back seat while the officer went upstairs in the precinct and appears to check TikTok and replied to some text messages.
Smith was arrested for disorderly conduct. Coos Bay police officer Benjamin Martin allegedly arrived at police headquarters at 5:13 p.m., leaving Smith in the vehicle while he went inside of the building. Police vehicle footage shows Smith shaking and slumping over before Martin returned to the car 8 minutes later to find Smith unconscious. Martin administered Narcan, then called an ambulance, but Smith later died of cardiac arrest at Bay Area Hospital. And the U.S. District Court in Eugene has dismissed a lawsuit against eWeb that alleged that the utility company had violated the Endangered Species Act. That lawsuit, filed by groups like Cascadia Wildlands, accused eWeb of harming Chinook salmon and bull trout populations in the McKenzie River at eWeb's Trail Bridge Dam by not providing an adequate fish passage at the dam. The court dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning the case is permanently done with. eWeb says it's now working towards implementing a permanent fish passage at the Trail Bridge Dam. If you would like to read more on that lawsuit filed earlier this year in March, scan that QR code on your screen now. That will take you to our website. You can find that story along all of our other local news coverage. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office is asking for help tonight locating a missing man. 39-year-old Owen Weiss went missing around 10 p.m. Wednesday night. Weiss is roughly 5'7", weighing about 150 pounds with brown hair and green eyes. He was last seen wearing a green and white baseball cap, a brown sweatshirt, dark jeans, and black boots. He was dropped off near Windy Creek Road in Glendale to look for his dog and has not been heard from since. If you have information about his whereabouts, you are urged to contact the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. And the Lane County Sheriff's Office also looking for this man, 80-year-old Herbert Elroy Strout of Cottage Grove. He was last seen this morning. Strout is known to hitchhike and has recently talked about going to California. He's described as 5'6", about 135 pounds, blue eyes, long gray hair pulled into a ponytail, and a white beard. He was wearing a maroon shirt and light blue jeans. Officials say Strout suffers from dementia and a seizure disorder. Famed NASA astronaut and Apollo 13 mission leader Jim Lavell has died at the age of 97. NASA says Lavell died Thursday in Lake Forest, Illinois. The cause of death was not immediately released. Lavell commanded the first mission to orbit the moon, providing a lunar landing was within reach. And he commanded the harrowing Apollo 13 mission that was forced to abandon a lunar landing attempt in 1970. Acting NASA Administrator Sean Duffy said Lavell's character and steadfast courage helped the U.S. reach the moon and turned a potential tragedy into success from which they learned a lot. We'll be right back after the break.